Hey guys, and welcome to your Rip Curl Cup weekly update program. We're here at the beautiful Uluwatu Surf Villas overlooking the peak at Ulus, and I'm joined by former World Tour competitor and first time Rip Curl Cup competitor Damien Hobgood. Damo, welcome to Bali.
Yeah, thanks for having me down here. I always like to get back to Bali, and when you get an invite to come back here, I was like on it.
You're fresh out of the surf, you've been here a couple of days getting acclimatized. Feel great to be back here?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I was, last time I surfed out here was for the search event. I don't know, how many years ago was that?
2008.
2008, and yeah, I was just out there surfing. I just kind of forgot how fun the wave is around here.
And how long have you been coming to Bali for? Can you remember your first ever visit with your Grom?
Yeah, I think I was 16. We were doing a boat trip around.
So that was like 40 years ago.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago. But yeah, we were doing a boat trip around deserts and Scar Reef and all that. Like, I mean, now you can like drive over there, but you used to have to take a boat around. So.
And the land of left barrels, is this place kind of heaven for you?
Oh, totally. Most places in the world, it seems like there's always like just endless rides. But around here, there's kind of endless left, so I feel kind of spoiled.
And what about the Rip Curl Cup? Have you talked to any of the other guys who are in it? Jay Davies is in it for the first time this year. You guys surfed together for a long time over the years.
Oh, cool. I actually didn't know Jay was in it. I actually didn't, I kind of just got the invite and I was stoked. I didn't really look at who else was on the roster, but Tom Curran. Yeah, super stoked about Jay. Just because I surf with him a lot. And,
Mason Ho is going to be pretty exciting to watch out here.
Yeah, Mason's coming. That's rad. Yeah, it's such a special place around here, and especially Padang. And I really only got to surf it one time, and it was during that event when you guys ran at Padang that one day, and so I kind of just got a little taste, but kind of wouldn't mind to get another taste.
You dropped off the tour at the end of 2013. What were you getting up to last year?
Just doing a lot of stuff that I haven't done. A lot of times when you do the tour, you can't. For me, I just dedicated, my surfing to the tour, and so there's always stuff that you have in your mind that you've been wanting to do for a long time, different waves you've been wanting to go surf, and kind of just really challenge yourself. So that's pretty much what the past few years have been for me.
And you made your debut on the Big Wave World Tour last year at one point?
No, earlier this year.
That was this year?
Yeah, earlier this year there was a contest. I was always intrigued to compete in that type of environment, and so I was really stoked to be able to do that.
How'd you go?
I think I got 7th. So, not that good, but I learned a lot, and I had a lot of fun.
Tell us about your long tour. I mean, you're on the world tour for over a decade. Must be a lot of memories to look back on when you walk away. Or is it a relief to know that you don't have to go to those same 12 spots year in, year out?
There's a lot of really good memories. But yeah, you do it for a while and then you kind of just start dreaming about other things. For me, it was probably like a couple years before I got off tour, and it was, I kind of looked back and for a while I'd always dreaming about winning events and doing good, and then I kind of realized I was dreaming about like surfing other waves and kind of doing other things and kind of trying to challenge myself in different conditions, and so yeah, I kind of just was like, well, you're dreaming more about that, like why don't you go try to do that instead of doing what you've been doing, because I love surfing, and my heart has always been in surfing, so I just always followed it wherever it was taking me. And for a while, it was, all it was competing, and but now it's a little different. I love to still compete, but just in like totally different waves or totally different conditions, and where I kind of feel alive in.
So Padang with one other guy out, it's a pretty good option.
Yeah, totally. Even for me, it was like, I still miss Tahiti and you know, Fiji and Pipeline. Those were like awesome events for me. But you know, all the other events were, you know, it was kind of a little harder to get stoked on that. So, you know, when you get invited to an event like Padang, and where you know they're going to run when it's good, is kind of like a really special treat for me.
All right, you just mentioned Tahiti. You had the good fortune of going back there for a swell this year with Owen Wright, and you really scored.
Yeah, we were pretty fortunate. You know, now I have a little more time on my hands, so when I see like a really good swell or good conditions, I can just do it. You know, I don't have a schedule that I really have to do, and yeah, I just popped over to Tahiti, and Owen was there, and we were staying together, and it wasn't like we meant it to happen, but it just happened, and it ended up being a really good swell and not too many people out, and that was a real special trip for me, just because I don't get to compete with too many of the guys anymore. So it was, you know, Owen and I were just kind of pushing each other and egging each other on. Like, he was yelling at me to go, and I'm yelling at him to go, and it was kind of like we had like our own little like battle going on for the whole day, and it was pretty special.
Legendary shaper Matt Biolis was just in town recently. We had a bit of a chat with him about some of your boards, so we might go and have a look at some of that footage now.
For Damien, 5'11", 6'0", 6'1", just something to take him from, you know, head high, everyday kind of in between swell stuff on the 5'11", 6'0" and 6'1", kind of like 4 to 6 foot, and the 6'1" can handle, you know, double overhead, you know, powerful leaf brakes here on the Bukit. So very simple, very moderate boards. Something you can just jump on and they're not going to feel extreme in any way or shock him because they're different from what he's been riding. You know, we don't make boards for Damien all the time. Coming to Indo, you can order your lost boards at ripcurlasia.com, and we'll build them and have them here waiting for you.
All right, epic footage there. This is Damo with one of the Mayhems that we just saw getting shaped. Tell us about your boards for out here at Padang.
Yeah, I was actually, you know, I've only surfed it that one time during that heat, so I didn't really ask anyone like what they're riding out there nowadays or what it is. This is a 6'1", which is kind of like a step up for me. I usually ride like a 5'11", and so yeah, I love these type of boards. I call them like the SUVs or the all-terrain gear. It feels like when you're in Indo, you can get a 6'1", you can ride it when it's like giant, and then yeah, you can still get away with it when it's, you know, 4 foot or bigger. So yeah, that's what I ended up getting shaped, and it feels good. I think it's going to be perfect. I know a lot of the guys are riding smaller boards out there now, but I don't know. I still feel like this will be a good size for me.
You're a guy who will jump on a lot of shapers, different boards. Living in San Diego these days, quite close to Matt, is Mayhem a sort of board you find under your feet quite a bit?
Yeah, you know, you know, he's got a lot of people shaping. I mean, he shapes a lot of boards for a lot of different people. So, you know, when I can, I try to slip an order in there. And then when he came out here to shape, and I was coming out here, I was like, oh, it was just perfect. And I knew he wouldn't have like a lot of pros hounding him. So I figured I could get some, and I was really gracious enough that he shaped me some, and so yeah, I'm stoked.
Well, I think there'll be yourself, Mason Ho, Chris Ward, so he'll be pretty well represented in the Rip Curl Cup.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure he did those guys some boards too. So
what's it going to be like going up against Wardo again? Would have been a few years since you last had him in a heat.
Yeah, I've always loved Wardo, and yeah, just his approach is, you know, he'll probably wake up 10 minutes before the heat, and no one will know where he's at, and then you won't even know where he's at, and then all of a sudden he'll be on like the wave of the day. So that's usually his program.
And Mason Ho, what's it going to take for him to win the Rip Curl Cup?
I don't know. I mean, I think he could be a favorite out there. I mean, I was watching him surf pipe a lot this year, even for the Dahui shootout. I think he won that. Did he win that? Or I think he might have won that.
I think he might have won it.
Yeah, I think he won that, and well, if he didn't win it, it looked like to me he won it. And he was just doing some backside barrel ride, and that was like ridiculous. And I know that Padang is kind of similar in that sense, where I think he could be. You know, I'd put him as a favorite actually. I don't know how many times he surfed out there, but.
And what's it going to take for Damien Hobgood to win the Rip Curl Cup?
Just get paralleled from point A to point B. That's what I'm thinking.
Simple.
Don't come out till you hit the channel.
All right, well, good luck with it. It's Damien Hobgood, first-time competitor in the Rip Curl Cup, and we'll be back in a couple of days with our next installment. Thanks for hanging out with us, Damien.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for inviting me.